My late father taught me many things regarding boxing training. One of the things he said to me, he said, Ruben, if you don't do your road work, you can't be a boxer. Forget about it. I was a youngster, but I still remember his words, and that is 100% true. If you don't do your road work, forget about boxing. When I started boxing at the age of 8, the club I boxed at, every night before training, we had to run around the block, circle around the block. Basically, it's about a mile, 1.5 miles, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but we used to run around the block, and many of the nights, not always, but many of the nights, there was a guy who was older than myself. He was about 4 or 5 years older than me, and the coach says, okay, go for your run. Then we get outside the gate, we walk from the club, the little hall, we walk towards the gate, and then we start our run. And then we start our run, and he tells us all, he instructs all the boxers, about 8 or 9 of us, maybe more, can't remember. He says, okay, let's walk now, let's take a walk. And we walk around the block, and when we get back to the club, just before we enter the club, we'll find a tap with water, and that's what he was the leader, basically. Not the leader, but he was the leader, like a leader. So then he would wet his face with water, and the rest of the boxers would do the same. And I was only 8 or 9 or 10, like it was early days for me, and I will never forget that. But you know what? Out of all the boxers in that club, I'm the only boxer who went very far. I became a national champion twice. As in amateur days, I also became an All-African champion. I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying how important training is, and road work and discipline. I must be honest, when I think about those days, I didn't like not running. The coach said we must run, so why don't we run? For me, it bothered me. You know what? It had an effect on me. I didn't agree with it, but you know what? You're young. What are you doing here, youngster? You just go with the flow. But I wasn't at that club. It's a good club. It's a good. The coaches are very good, but the club eventually closed down about 5 years later, 4 or 5 years later. And then I moved on with my career and joined other clubs. You know what? I just had to share that with you guys. You know what? And you'll find that now in amateur boxing still happening all over the world. You might be an amateur boxing coach, you might be an amateur boxer. You'll find that not all amateur boxers are disciplined. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. Maybe it's something they have to learn. Other boxers are normally more disciplined. They don't have a problem listening to instructions. You tell a guy to run, to do sprints, to punch a bag. He's got no problem. He's got no issue. But some boxers, they got an issue. I'm not sure why, guys. I'm not sure why. Like I said, I'm not bringing this club down. I'm just telling you my experiences, and I'm not mentioning any names. But it's just, I think from day one I had that determination, that character inside me, that I listen to people. I'm a good listener. I'm disciplined. And I train hard. You know what it's about? It's like my father told me. He said, if you don't do your road work, you can't box. And that is 100% true, guys. So you need to do your road work. If you do it 3 or 4 times a week, that's fine. You don't have to run every day. Some boxers do run every day. There was a time in my life when I did run every day, 6 days a week, basically. It's not bad. It's okay. There was other fights where I ran 4 times a week in 7 days, 4 times a week. So, and I was still fit. So you know what? There's many ways to train, but the most important thing is you need to do your road work. You need to run and be disciplined. And don't go with the crowd. If you're an amateur boxer watching this, don't go with your mates. If they say we're not going to train today, it's fine. You're going to still train. Trust me, you're going to still train. Thank you for watching, guys. Keep a lookout for more exciting videos. Thanks.